100 men against one gorilla. This is the hottest topic going on right now, and people online are debating whether or not 100 men is enough to beat one gorilla. Yeah, people are bored these days. I mean, it would be an interesting discussion if it was 100 guys versus one polar bear or an elephant, and we are downplaying ourselves to just one gorilla. But perhaps there's something in this topic we don't know about, and this is what we're going to go through in this video. Can 100 guys beat one gorilla? But first we gotta lay down some ground rules. Are the guys armed with weapons? Is the gorilla gonna have home field advantage in the jungle? To make it even for the gorilla will have home field advantage and the guys will have nothing but fist and teamwork as weapons. Now let's break down how strong is the gorilla exactly. But first we gotta pick which species of gorilla to choose from to fight off against the 100 guys. And the strongest species of gorilla is the western lowland gorillas. These creatures can weigh up to nearly 500 pounds and in captivity are noted to reach up to 600 pounds, but the average for a western lowland gorilla would weigh around 310 pounds plus. Their lifespan is at around 30 to 35 years, and in captivity they can live up to 50 plus years. And currently right now the oldest gorilla, Fatu, not long ago just turned 68 years old, so shoutouts to her. But the gorilla's prime years is at around 12 to 20 years old. After about 20 to 25 years, the raw power starts to decline slowly, but large older males, 30 plus years, can still be incredibly formidable because of their experience and social dominance. And this is a question where do we want a young, power-hungry gorilla that is full of strength, or do we want a more mature, more experienced, but less strong gorilla? I can leave it up to you guys. How strong can these silverbacks lift is an interesting avenue. It was reported that a silverback gorilla can able to lift and throw around 4,000 pounds. Lifting alone is insane, but throwing that heavy is extreme strength. An average male lifter can deadlift up to 336 pounds, and the world record for the heaviest deadlift is 1,105 pounds, and these silverbacks can lift that much weight with no problem. Let's go over the gorilla's average bite force. A western lowland gorilla's bite force is at around 1,300 psi, which is enough to fracture a human skull, which in order to fracture a human skull would require 1,100 psi. Just imagine this: if a full-size western lowland gorilla bit into a thick tree branch the size of your wrist, it would snap it like a pencil in a single bite. I mean, look at those canines. They are meant for eating plants since gorillas are herbivores. Now let's move on to their durability. We're going to go over how tough their skin is, bone density compared to humans, and muscle mass. How tough their skin is 2 to 3 times tougher than human skin. It's thicker, more fibrous, and less sensitive. Their dermis, which is the lower skin layer, is densely packed with collagen fibers, making it resistant to cuts, scratches, and impact against things like thorns, branches, bites from predators such as leopards, which often fail to pierce deep enough to hurt them seriously. Their skin resists tearing during violent fights with other gorillas. They also provide a barrier against parasites and insect bites. Their muscles are extremely dense with a higher percentage of fast twitch muscle fibers built for explosive force. Their bones are about 1.5 to 2 times thicker than human bones relative to body size. The muscle mass per square inch is also much greater, explaining why they look bulky even without body fat. So overall, for their durability, their skin is 2 to 3 times tougher than human skin. Their bone is 2 times thicker and denser. They got muscle mass that are 2 to 4 times stronger per square inch, and they also have a very high natural pain tolerance. Gorillas fight with broken fingers, torn flesh, and still keep going. But is it enough to fight off against 100 unarmed men in a dense forest? With home field advantage, this means that the gorilla can use trees, branches, and can traverse easier than humans, and also that the guys would have a harder time seeing where it's coming from in this dense forest. The only downside for the gorilla is their endurance, since they are built for quick, short burst attacks and can tire pretty quickly than us humans, and also the fact he is outnumbered. Let's go over your average man who's moderately active. He's about 5'9" if we're talking Western world average, weighs around to about 170 to 190 pounds, and can deadlift between 225 to 315 pounds, and can punch out a force around 300 to 600 pounds at peak. For endurance, your average man can run for 30 to 60 minutes before fatiguing. Bite force, if you want to include it, would be at around 120 to 160 psi. This is just as average you're going to get. The early phase of the fight between the gorilla and the 100 men is that the gorilla is guaranteed catching a couple kills. This would immediately terrify a bunch of people in the fight. As you see online, how people depict the fight is going to go: whoever strikes first at the beginning of the fight is not going to survive. The silverback gorilla is 8 to 10 times stronger than your average man. The early kills will affect those who survive mentally, playing this psychological game against a gorilla who is thinking nothing but to be aggressive and be fearless. Perhaps people are not exaggerating the feats of the gorilla, but we're talking about 100 guys though. 100 men is enough to overwhelm a gorilla. Over time, the gorilla will eventually get tired, and while the first couple hits aren't going to be enough to damage the gorilla, and also the guys who struck first is going to get mauled and get ripped apart by the gorilla, but again, over time, the gorilla is not going to have enough energy to fight 100 guys in one fight. If I had to guesstimate the casualties, I could say around 20 to 30 guys if this fight takes place at the gorilla's home turf. But what do you guys think? Are we downplaying ourselves, or do we got this in the bag? Let me know in the comments below. This is another big news for the unemployed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.